Okay, let's start the class today. So yesterday we covered what is Git and basic Git commands. Today we will be like going with some Git advanced command, and then if possible we'll be looking into some Docker advanced topics. Uh, so yesterday we didn't cover about mostly we covered this Git merge, Git rebase, Git pull and fetch. So we also covered cherry pick. Uh, then what else is there for today? Git tagging. So you should be more careful with while doing this git tag because when we will do this git tag events, uh, so you see tag 1.0, 1.2, 0.2 and 0.1. So mostly we'll be tagging uh, only in the master branch because as I told, for any IT companies, for any of the product, they will be doing their versioning of the product. So like so it actually starts with 1.0.0. I told previously the one is major version, the zero is minor version, and this third zero is like patch version. So if there is any major update, then this one is going to change to patch version. For each and every feature they add, they will be going to do the changes in the minor or in the patch version. Okay. uh, Now so in the master branch, when our changes will go to master, once my changes from release branch goes to this master branch. So okay, in the time while they push the changes, they will be creating a tag. Once all the changes are made uh, in the release branch, by using either by using these command lines, where it went, either by using this tagging things, they push the changes to v.0 0 or then push to it. So now if I go to my master branch here, I'm going to master branch, I'm going to git demo here. Now I am in master branch, I am in develop branch, because if you have only git bash here alone, you can change your interference. You will be get to know the difference here, whether it is develop, it is really a git folder, or if it is git folder, it will be popping like this. Then I do git checkout master. Now I'm actually master batch. I now do git tag uh, v 1.0 something. Now it done, right? Now I type that. Now if I do git push uh, origin and then v 1.0, because I'm finalized my version in the master branch. Then I am doing this git thing, and then if I push it v 1.0, wait, let it push. Go to my git directory. You see tags, now it came v 1.0 came here. Either you do the you do this branching, mostly we do in master branch. Either you take this while cloning, or you will referring somewhere. You will be if you go to this 1.0, so later some other version will come, right? Later if you see, uh, if I have given 1.0, in 1.0 I only read me that file. Okay, in my master branch now I only have read me that file. Now if I do something called, I create one more file here, new file, I am telling it the new file dot txt, it's added, right? Then what I will do, I do git that. So let's go with a different flow today. Okay. So why I told you to do VS Code means, here you see a tree, right? This is we call working tree. Okay, here I have two folders. Leave about this folder. See what is telling here, like changes, new file txt dot added. If you want to see what you added in that file, like I put something, hello new file. I put it and I saved this file. Now you see changes. It actually in the, if it is in changes mean it is actually in the working directory. You know, right? If I do git status, uh, it is the new file. It is in red color. It is in the working directory. If I do yes, add symbol is right, that means instead of doing this git add and the file name, whatever the files you need, go to this plus symbol and do it. See, previously it was in changes, now it went to staging direct. If I do git status now, see it's giving me in the git, you no need to type the git add command. Now by using this UI itself you can do it. Each and every UI deletes different. VS Code have this option. PyCharm has different. Some .NET things are there. They have different uh, VS Code editors are there. It came to stage right. If I want to unstage this file, the file went to staging, but I want to unstage it. Then if I do this, click this minus itself, then it will come through this changes file. Now I'm adding this file. This is in changes. In commit, what you give to move from staging uh, to the local repository, we do git commit hyphen m and you put message, right? I will that message I am typing it. Add a new file. Okay, and then before publishing, this file is added, but it's still in the local repository. If I do git status, it will take nothing to commit. If I do git create, sorry, git tag v 0.2 and then push it now, push it v to 0.0 now. This changes has been pushed, right? If you go here and you refresh, uh, because for this release in IT, I told there are two. It's actually based on releases, right? Paint. So everybody will be working on sprints. 2 weeks is equal to one sprint. Okay, mostly everywhere you will be following like 2 weeks is equal to one sprint. Okay, in each and every sprint, you will be having a new version. Okay, the first version we released is V1.0. Okay, after 2 weeks we will be recreating a version called p2.0, like that. It's an example, you no need to keep you just keep it as an example with you. After 2 weeks we do 2.0. So now if I done the tagging and then I push it my changes, if I see in that, if you go here in this one, you see tags p 1.0 and 2.0. In 2.0 I have that new file added for me. uh, you have the new file as well. So by this only, because why I am doing tagging means I have to know on which release what changes has been made. So if I do tagging means it will be very helpful to track. I want to go to this release and what file changes has been done there. By using this you can just take that. That's the purpose of the git tag. Mm. And then we tagging completed. um, Now git log. Now if I go to my so I actually added multiple commands, right? Now I do one more git checkout and I go to my develop branch or something, because I think I have a lot of commits here. I have a lot of commits here. Okay, if I do git log, what you will see, like you see lot of things coming here, and it is like VA editor. If you type git log, it will be like a VA editor only. You just give the arrow or like down arrow key, and you can see how many commits are there. For each and every commit, you can see that updated, readme, added, demo. Uh, I showed right yesterday in the develop branch. If I go through these things. Mm. It's the same thing only. Here you see right how many commits are after. The same thing only coming for me here. Like added, updated, readme file, added demo file, sample added, Docker Jenkins. We merged from feature branch to the from to the developer branch. Those changes are coming there. The same thing only that to see the commit ID from the command line, we are using the git log command. There is one more command. Uh, that is called this one, git log uh, hyphen hyphen one line hyphen hyphen graph hyphen denoted y means. So now in any of the organization you will be having more commit IDs. So if like for each and every brand that has too many commits, like more than 1,000 parameters like that, I don't want to view which author, what date, what the commit name and that. So in that I just wanted to view this commit ID itself. Those times you type git log alone, then you will be know uh, your head is pointed to developer and origin future branch, and you can see the commit IDs. Only the first few digits, like only the 8 digit it gives. Your own commit is there, right? CFD70, CFD70. It giving in the short line. That is what this git log hyphen hyphen one line command tools. You don't need to remember this extension. If I You can just put this alone. That's fine. The next thing would be like git diff. Okay. Um, so this git diff command can be used for multiple purposes. Um, Git diff mostly it's in my develop branch, right? So in the develop branch, we know uh, we added this new two changes. Okay, I just wanted to know in previous two like a commit before or something, what changes are there. So you can come here and go to this commit and you can see from the UI itself, but from the command line perspective, you can use this command called git diff. If you do git this command like git diff. Now if you type git diff, hmm, now it's saying git diff is not showing anything because there is no difference of files between from the working directory and the entry and the staging directory. Okay, now if I type, if I add one more file here, not here, like dummy, I add some dummy.txt now, and I put dummy file and then save this file. If we do git diff now, so sorry, git status is used to compare these changes. Now git diff, uh, now if I do git diff hyphen add, now you see what is giving, right? Git diff like add and then this symbol in one means like it's showing what's the difference of file that has been added here, like previous to one commit. That's what here you see you added a docker file and a jenkins file, right? That is what showing here. This command can be used to compare branches as well. Git diff develop and master. Hmm. It's giving you in different format. You can mostly you will not be using this command, but you have to know by using this command, either you can see the difference between the commits or you can see the difference between your between the branches. Mostly what people will do is like to change this one, they create a dummy PR here. They go and then try to create some new PR. um, this how the direction points towards the left side from develop to master branch. Create pull request. Now it will see what changes that you're going to be added here. Mostly people will be using this pull request to see because that will be more convenient in the UI, right? Instead of command lines. So that's a git diff command mostly used for. And then git cherry pick, we yesterday itself seen like cherry pick, uh, like especially to take any particular commit ID and push it to the master. You should be actually in that current branch, whatever wherever you want the change, either in master or develop, wherever you want the change, be there and take the commit ID from any of the other branches and do get cherry pick and do this commit ID. Those changes will come here. So mostly this will be used for some small bug fix or some small part of my code from this branch has to be go, not all the commits. Then we use this git cherry pick command. So then git stash. So suppose git stash mostly people will work, mostly will use this thing. Git stash means so I have some changes in my local but there was one more requirement for me to do some immediate changes in the same branch, so I cannot create new branch as well. In those cases I will be using this git stash. Git stash means like it temporarily uh, like applies the changes to the file and then it brings it. Now I go to my repository. There is a dummy.txt file is there, right? If I do git stash, what it says, oh sorry, no changes to save. Wait. Okay. So, sorry, this file is still in the still this file in the working directory. You remember working directory, staging directory, local repository, uh, and then it should be in the remote repository. So now I am going to commit this file. Uh, dummy added something. Mm. Now these changes has been applied, right? But before merging these changes, I don't want this commit to go to my remote repository. I don't want these changes. I committed here, but I don't want these changes. In that case, if we do git stash, uh, array, I think only in local repository works. Yeah, it looks only in the local repository. That's what this command has meant. Now I'll publish these changes. We're doing in the same branch or what? Yeah, we are doing. Local changes to save it's there, right? Just as file. So can leave it. What will happen if I do git stash? This file will not be showing here, and then you switch back to other branch or something. You work there, and you come back. You do git checkout to this branch, and if you do git stash pop, the changes whatever you've seen in the previous committee will come here. See now right now it says no stash in this formats because some of my files is not able to add there. That's why this issue comes. I'll but you just keep remember these things. Mostly you will not be using this thing. Developer will be using this command, but you just remember git stash command. If I have some urgent work that I have to check out other branch and make changes, then you will be using this git stash and git stash pop commands. Um, uh, and then the last part would be from the git would be like git advanced topics. So reset and revert. So these commands are mostly needed for you because if there's a chance that when you're working, you may do some mistakes. In those cases, we will be uh, we will be like using these commands. Uh, we will be using these commands. By using this we will be reverting it. Okay, reset and revert, two things are there. Reset commands are mostly used for your local development. If your changes are still in the local but still in the local, so you want to make some changes in it, you use the reset command. If you changes went to the remote repository and you want to change the commit history itself, then you will be using the git revert one. Okay. Let me go here. Now, you remember I have this test.log file. Now, uh, if I do, there are three types in the staging. You have three types. One is soft, one is mixed, one is odd one. So mostly by default it will be mixed. Even if you give this argument or not, if you do execute this mixed one, it will be mostly in this. It will be in the by default it's mixed. You have to mention the argument on which mode I should be there. Okay, let me see. Uh, I added some files, test.log file, right? And then if I do git, I'm going to add this file, uh, put like test log added. Sorry. Now if you do git log, why I'm showing git log means, now you know, right? See, test log file has been added, and then commit in the commit itself you see dummy added. We added a dummy file here, right? We added a dummy file, and then after only we added test file, tester file. Now this my uh, commit history looks like. Okay, now if I save it and I do git reset uh, and add colon like add hyphen one. Now you see what happened here. Test log while was committed, right? What happened here? Like it is showing in green color. If you see git status, it is like in the red color. Red color means it is in the working directory. I made it a commit. If I do git log or something, you see, previously where if you see the commit history after dummy data, dummy added, I have a something called test log added. Added to commit was there. After I executed this git reset, I add one. Then what happened is like uh, this commit has been removed. This commit has been removed, and then the file has been came to this working directory, right? Uh, Now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to commit it once again. Now it is in green color, right? If I do git status, here it will the file shows this, it is in the working directory. If I do mixed one, if I do git reset mixed by using the if I use mixed option, then the file comes to the working directory. Now I'm going to add the file back again. Again I'll put add a test log file. Now if you see the git status, it is nothing to commit. It is committed. Okay. Now it is committed means like it is in the local repository now. It is in local repository. You can have this picture here now. It is in the local repository now. Previously what happened, the file came to working directory. Now it is not going to the working directory, it is coming to the staging directory. That is what this soft reset means. If I do soft reset hyphen soft add to one means below one commit. If you want to go for two commits, then give the two commit IDs. Either you should work like this by using hyphen soft add one. If you use one commit ID, if you go for two, it's a two commit ID. Or if you know the commit ID where you want to be added, you just copy the commit ID here. Here commit ID is there, right? And give the commit ID, that will come. Now if I do soft one, see, it came. It is in the staging area. Here if I type git status, it will shows like in green color. That means the file is still in the staging area. So now I'm committing back again. uh, if I type, if we check git log now, uh, see dummy data is there. It's not committed, but it is in the staging directory. If I execute and then add uh, and then I do git commit here, test file added. Test file it's been in the local repository here. Now what I will do is like I do git reset, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do hard reset. Hard reset means my file actually in the staging area, right? In the local repository, right? It will not come to working directory. The file itself will get deleted now. That is the difference, meaning for the hard reset. If I do add means discard the commit and local changes here. Now instead of I'm giving this 8 1, what I'm going to give is like I'm going to give the commit entry where I want to redirect. Okay, now what I do previously, now wait, I'll give uh, so these commit IDs are there, right? Now I am going yet to one means before one commit ID. Instead of this one, I'm going, just now I want for you to show it. If I do git reset hyphen art, and then I'm going to this is I want my file history to come here. Okay, I want to discuss do these two commits and then want to come to this Docker file, then git file starter, right? I want to come here, copy that ID, and then you do right click, you just drag it, and then you just do right click and then enter. Hmm. It is now what? This future branch, right? That is what is taking. If you do git log now, you see my local file, my dummy data file will be also not there, and my what that test.log file will also is not there. That is the file itself get deleted. That is this art reset means. Now, now save these things. Now let's go for revert. Revert means like I added commit in my DevOps thing. So let me check out my new branch, check out some other branch. Uh, uh, I'm going to mention future branch to explain this. So because I cannot do the same branch, so it will get some issues. So now git future branch is there. I do some git pull here. So git pull means whatever changes there, it will get added here. Okay. Remote, remote, like git future branch, and then you add it. Mm. See the changes in the future branch from the remote repository. It's added. It's saying already up to date. Already you have all the files on the up to date. So if I go for my future branch, uh, I have only three commits here in the future branch, right? Add a demo file, updated readme.file, add a readme.md. When we previously doing reset, what it did is like it actually removed the commit IDs only, right? uh, when I was reverting back, you previously were seeing some dummy added test log logs or commits are there. It never went to remote repository. What it did is like it removed that commits from here. Like by using that soft mix and odd mode, it actually removed those commits itself based on my requirement. But this time, what I'm going to do is like in the future branch, if I do git log, I can see three commits. Okay, I can see three commits. What I want to do, I want to git revert, and I want this commit ID. I given copies and given the git commit. What will happen now? We're like uh, right now I have three files, right? Here only I added the demo.txt file. In the third commit, okay, I added initially I added readme file, and then I updated the readme file. I added some text. In the third commit, I added this demo.txt file. So what will happen if I give this commit ID? In this commit ID, I just updated the readme file. Then if I do this one, if I do this. Hmm. And then it asking me, it will be prompting you to just need to save it by using the like the same VA editor where you do shift to colon and WQ, and if saved it will save. Now if you check git, now you see git log. If you check git log means what happened is like updated, reverted the readme updated. It says right, reverted to updated readme.md file. Now if I do ls, it's still the demo file stuff. So okay, the commit is reverted. If you do git push option future branch, you see previously what happened is like it locally removed the commit, but here you see it created a new commit. Revert or update .db file. It's created a commit itself. Now I am pushing these changes. Now you will be seeing a one more commit here. Mm. Now it comes one more commit, right? Reverted. I read me that file. If I go to inside this commit history, it says uh, one file change. Welcome to Git repository. Now if I go to my code here and the future branch, now the file has been reverted. So what happens here, like whatever the changes that we made, particularly in that commit in the in here, it will be updated now. Now we got the difference between reset and revert. So any and the particular file I made the changes and I already push it to the remote repository. But only on the I don't want the changes on that particular commit, so I want to revert it. I do git revert, and which commit you made the changes, I will do git revert. So the changes will be reverted on the file. I don't have content of the file, that's why it's not showing it. You got it? So that's what the git class mostly will be. Uh, which one? Uh, no, no, we add the file, but I don't have any content here, right? Mm. You see, content has been removed on this file. Oh, you didn't see that? Okay. See, there is no content in it. What you see, like, let me go to the code. If I do git revert means previously, let me go to this comments itself. So this is the like I am updating what I put like updated readme.rb file. If you go to this commit ID, open in the readme file, what is there? Welcome to git demo is there. In this commit only, in the second commit, in the history of commits, in the second commit only, I added this welcome to git demo. After I updated git revert this commit id, only three commits were there. When I did this commit, what it did is like it removed the changes what I did in this commit. In this commit, what I did in this commit, I actually uh, like added the content, right? That's what it removed. Now if I want to do one more thing, let me show. If I do git log, now I know git revert. uh, if I do git revert, what I want to show like a demo.txt file is there, right? I want to remove the demo.txt file itself. So the changes I made it here, okay. So these changes I added here. So if I do git revert, see the file is deleted here. So whatever the changes that I made in the commit, I don't want that commit history. Then you have to use this command. After you made it, you do git push origin future branch or something. Then it got pushed. Now if you see, I added demo file here. Uh, in the added git remote command, a commit came. In that, if you see demo.txt file has been removed, that's why it's showing in the red color minus symbol. If I go to files, code, you go to code, you go to future branch. Previously, two files are there, right? In the readme m.mv file, it was there. Welcome to git demos there. That is removed. In the demo.txt file, that is also removed. So, on the particular commit, if you have any changes that you done that you want to revert, to do that only you are using the git revert command. That to do it in the remote repository. It directly works on the changes the git history and then gets updated. So this is what mostly we covered git things now. So we already completed like half an hour class. So we have some more time. Let me give some introduction about Docker. Okay. Uh, so, okay, before going for Docker, do you have any doubts in these slides? Whatever we thought, or just I will give an intro. We started with Git introduction, what is repositories, commit, branch, and merges we add, and then we didn't see this installation. It's very easy. If it is in Linux system, you do some apt install or am install. Windows, you can download the exe file and do the installation, and then we see in the Git flow, and then we see the git fundamental commands like git init, add, commit, push, pull, everything we see. And then we see the more commands like git clone. If you don't have any git repository here, how you can grow the existing repository from the remote repository to your local, those things we checked. And then we were seeing about git tags today, and how we raised the PR, you see, right, in the portal. uh, you are seeing raise and pull requests from one branch to another branch. That's how you can obviously do git merge and replace in your local, but always if you have some changes in your branch, it always goes through the PR. This one you should, it's very basic, and you should keep remember these things. So, and we were seeing the squash commit. If you have 10 commits will be there. When the pull request, if you do squash commit, all the commits will get uh, all the commits will be like get into one commit, and then it will be added. Rebasing we see it, rebasing like copy the commit history and then paste it in the uh, paste it in the existing branch. So and then we were seeing these Git branching strategies like future, develop, release, hotfix, master branch, how the life cycle of this flow will occurs. And then we were seeing this pull and fetch commands, and then we were seeing these additional commands like git log, diff, git cherry, git stash, and then we were seeing this reset and revert. So this is what the basic git that you have to know. This is fine for now. Any doubts until what we covered on the git topic today? All right. So we will be starting Docker introduction, and then uh, we will cover only the Docker introduction alone, and then we can complete the class today for today. So by this week we have one more. It's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday I will not be available mostly. If possible, we can have late evenings will be called like 8 or 9. We will have two sessions of there, Wednesday and Friday. Sir, we will complete this Docker within this week. Um, I'm trying to upload these videos in YouTube. I will find a solution today and then I will upload. So what is this Docker? So we were we were like doing this Linux, and then we were talking about Git, where this Docker comes. So for any part of application that they're saying microservice in IT, people will say microservice, right? Let me give an overview. Okay. Um, when IT, this will be good to start here. We completed Linux and everything, right? So in any IT application, mostly there will be we will have three tier. You will be hearing of a three-tier architecture. Three-tier architecture. What is this three-tier architecture means? No, not that. That's not that. So I'm coming with three-tier architecture. It means uh, first is uh, uh, first is front end. Okay, first is front end, and then the second will be back end. Okay, back end. The last would be database. Okay, this is what the basic three-tier architecture means. They will ask what kind of architecture you are using. Then you should be telling that I'm using three-tier architecture. My front-end application is using mostly front-end is built by React or Angular or Nest.js. Okay, there are a number of technology. I'm just giving example. These are the front end tools that you will be able to for your front end. Back end we have a lot of tools like .NET, and then Java. You should be keep remembering this, because people will ask what kind of front end application you have, back end application you have. You should not be telling that .NET is used for front end. That will be totally wrong. Okay, then you should be .NET is there, Java is there, Node.js is there, like Node.js is there in Node.js means it's JavaScript only. We are using only the Node.js here, and then Python is there. So these are the most famous backend tools that ever been used. And in database will be lot of databases there. SQL is there, Postgres SQL is there. But you should remember, always database are only two types. One is SQL, one is no SQL. Okay, SQL means structured query language. No SQL means no structured query language. The difference between this, like in this SQL type of database, you will be having some tables, will be having a number of tables, and in this how it will looks like. You will having some, this is what they called column. This is what we call a column, right? This is what we call columns, right? In this column they have some headings like name, value. If you like query anything, it will be in the table format. It goes inside this table and fetch the details for it. NoSQL has no format. That is why it's called NoSQL. It will be in some, mostly in the JSON format, or in any other format. Mostly NoSQL how it stores, like it stores all the data in a file format. That is what NoSQL means. So this is what the basic three-tier architecture means. First of all, I am explaining this. So this is where the Docker comes. So what I will do in my most of the organizations, uh, they convert this front end as a Docker application. They will convert this back end as a Docker application. Then they will convert. Mostly nobody converts the database as a Docker container. See, some of them do, but always keep remember we are not going to containerize the database section, and I'm not going to teach in such a way. People are teaching that they're like Dockerizing the database, but that is wrong. Mostly like 80 to 90% of analysts don't Dockerize their database. It's actually in AWS or in any Azure. They have lot of database services. Like in AWS, we have RDS, DynamoDB is there. In Azure, we have PostgreSQL, SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. Lot of things are there. It will be act as a single server. So that's how where we get these things. Front end will Dockerize, back end will Dockerize, and the back end only will talk to you, talk to the database. Front end means this UI, whatever you see this URL, this is what UI means. UI means like this front end. This back end means in back front end will talk to this back end, and it will send an API request. API means I want this kind of information. Then go to this backend guide, because in backend you will be mostly you will have only one front end, but you have multiple backends. Okay, this is what they called as like triple D kind of architecture. Okay, you should keep remember these things because you should. We are using triple D means domain driven architecture. Okay, something comes like triple D means like I don't have triple D architecture. Development domain driven design. Okay, that's how the domain multiple backends will be. These backends will do multiple functionalities and talk to the database and gets you the data in the front end. So we will be dockerizing these things. Why have to dockerize these things means, as I said, so this required some React JS, this Angular or some JS. This my backend will be in different. Mostly you consider like UI is using React, but in backend I'm using .NET, I'm using Java, I'm using Node.js. So if in obviously now if in a system in my laptop I cannot have all the dependencies. For in order to any application to run, there is a need of dependencies. Okay, that we will cover like package.json by like React and Node will have package.json by .NET will have like uh, there was something called CS branch file where they mention the dependencies, and then Java as some pom.xml file or something. There we mention the dependencies. So if I do, we have to build that application. Okay, while doing all the packages will come. So if I in my laptop, if I have the front end, back end, everything, the packages will be get deployed, and there is no segregation of things. That's where this Docker comes. So I will create a container for with a resource limit, whatever my front end needs, and do the install and push the code, libraries, dependencies, whatever my container, my front end needs, that will be there. Rest everything will not be there, so it is very lightweight. That's why they tell Docker container is very light. Same thing I do for backend, and then it can get deployed, and then the application works. So that's the basic introduction that you need for Docker. It's a containerized platform that lets your application with their dependencies isolated. So only the dependencies code will be there in the container. People always tell Docker as a container. Okay, Docker means containerized tool because we consider an imaginary layer. You put in that you will be adding your code, your dependencies, everything, and you by using that you segregate it. So so why Docker consistent dev to product? Because if you build an image and you know that is good enough and you tested that image, you no need to build that image once again. You can give the same image to production as well because you tested that image is working. And give the same image to production environment. So that's the thing. Um, so in order to run for you in Docker, you should be installing something called in the Windows. You should be having Docker desktop. So in Linux, we already seen in the Linux class itself, we were doing the yum install Docker that installed the Docker farming. That alone will not be installed because it needs some other libraries as well. You whenever you do some installation, go to the internet and then give some commands like Docker installation, Docker install, Ubuntu you give Ubuntu 24 something, some documentation link will come. Take this digital ocean. This digital ocean mostly have the most of the installation links. The steps will be there. You just guide them. Prevent split requests, do apt update, run this command, do this curl commands. You run this one, then your Docker will be installed. Because in order to have some Linux like Docker install in your system, you need some libraries, you will need some support files, everything. So this is what this command means. Curl command means I think I did curl command. In order for you to download anything from the internet, use a curl command. That's it. Like I have a file here. CAPT installment is a package manager that is doing some software installation, supporting software installations. So this curl commandments in this HTTPS URL, right? There is some file is there that is downloading that into the Docker file. So you cannot just do install Docker. You have to use some documentations always to install the Docker in it. It's done right. Then let me go here. Uh, let's cover only the Docker architecture for today. Okay, let's start from the Docker commands and how to write a Docker file and rest of the things for tomorrow. Yeah, I think I have a lot of topics in Docker. So let's try to cover one by one. Uh, so this is what how the Docker architecture will look. The client is my laptop. It's either my laptop or your Linux machine that we seen, right. Consider the client is either my laptop or uh, uh, either my laptop or the Linux machine that we use. Or you consider any build agents. Build agents means where I'm doing the build. Same only like Linux only. It's a any kind of where you actually build these things. Okay, that is what we called client. Okay, Docker host. Okay, this is like your centralized platform. There is something called Docker Hub. You take Docker Hub. Type Docker Hub. So if you go to this Docker Hub, you just bookmark this one up.docker.com. Here if you do sign, I think I have all my account. I'm signing up. Oh, sorry. I'm signing in. Mm. This is a Docker app. It is in this was maintained by the CNCF initially. Now I'm not sure who is maintaining the thing. So here you can see multiple repositories. If you click Nginx, Nginx is an like a web server. Okay, what is this Nginx and web server means? Uh, Sir, for in order to you um, so let me give some introduction about some. I'm taking this class in general way. So it is your server. Okay, it's your VM. Okay, what is this Nginx, uh, Apache? Some things are there like okay, what is this Nginx and Apache mean? These are called as web servers. Okay, for web servers, for in order to you to host any particular application in your like in order to you to host any applications so this nginx and apache will be used. So they will be creating you everything. If you do nginx or something, they are installed in your VM, then you have to just change some files. So like if you do apache installation or something, there will be something called index.html file. You know in what is html file, right? HTML file is there, right? So you have to just modify the content of the HTML file. Then if you click, if you open this public IP address of this machine, then you will be seeing this index.html file because this Apache will be running in the port 80. HTTP is like running on port 80, right? So you will be seeing the content of this page. That's how the basic Apache Linux, Linux. So if you click for any image, if you click Python, if you click Node, if you click for Nginx, so all the images will be available here. Okay, this is a Docker official images. Docker is building this Nginx images and putting here. So these are the tags. Um, if you do Docker pull of this one, if I click this image one, it will be if you click like how the image has been built, like how the Docker file is built, that you can see it. We will cover in later classes. So these are the versions that are available for the Nginx here. Um, okay, this is our Docker hub. So these are Docker host where you having these images. Uh, so Docker host will be in your local only while you do Docker installation, right? This Docker host will be created for you, and this is your registry. This is what I showed. This is what we called as Docker. For now, you remember we have obviously there are a lot of registries are there. Like in private AWS cloud and in Azure, you have different cloud. In AWS, we call it as ECR, Elastic Container Registry. That is also similar to Docker Hub because this Docker is a public one. Obviously, you can make these images private. Whatever that images that you build and push it to Docker Hub, you can make it private. But still, people who are using the cloud platform, they will be using the service like ECR, Elastic Container Registry, that will be covering up in our AWS class. So whenever you do some execute some docker commands, uh, what will do is like first it will talk to, it's your laptop, right? In your like in your laptop you will be running this docker host. This docker host um, will check for that image exists or not. Docker host will come checks for that image in the local, and it will scans your images in the local, and this Docker daemon will know, no, my this image is not present, but is this guy is trying to run that image. But that image is present in registry. Then pull the image, pull that, then it goes to the registry and pulls that image and make you run. So this is what the total architecture means. In this architecture, you have the main component as client, and here you have the registry, and in center that you have Docker host. In this Docker host, the important part will be Docker daemon that is controlling your containers and images. Okay, this client is whatever the commands that you execute here, like Docker build is a command, Docker pull is a command, Docker run is a command. It is your laptop that you build a machine where you run the command. Docker host means Docker daemon controls the containers image. If no images are there, it goes to the registry and pull the image and run it in the local. So this is what the basic Docker architecture means. So we'll be covering these Docker commands later tomorrow. So I have to build machine. So if I start building and then it will take some more time to get reflected. So we will doing we shared in the next mission, right? Or this file. Let me run it in my local itself. You will be seeing a demo today. We will be trying to run some Nginx things in my local and then see. Um, okay, we will see what is this Docker file. We'll see what we'll be writing here. I'm stopping recording.